Morning, everyone. Um, I hope you can't. Well, I hope you're not disturbed by the fact that the staff is doing the gardening this morning, because I thought he'd be finished such a task by now, but no, he's making a good job of it, so that is good. So, good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. Can you see what we're going to do? We're going to do a bit of a fancy fold, and we're going to do a bit of summer gnomes. So these are a paper collection from Paper Boutique, and this time they are done by a specific artist, and the artist is called Beverly Eden. It's called the Artist's Collection. So it's a very nice collection, and as you probably have gathered, I do love gnomes. I'm partial to gnomes. And these are summer gnomes, so they're not Christmas. And we've also got this fancy fold. So I've done the diamond point card, which I think some of you might have seen before. But I've also done it into an easel card. And I have Anne Top to thank for that. It isn't the same as Anne's card, but she showed me a beautiful card that she had taken from my inspiration and made it into an easel card. And I haven't done it quite like she did, but thank you, Anne, if you're watching, because that made me think. So I'm going to take you through and make a similar sort of thing to this, and I'll show you what I've got in mind. So with the selection, you have got a massive amount here today. So we have got, first of all, what they call the solid papers, and that comes in, I have broken them all to pieces, that comes in all of the colours that are in the range of making the actual papers. So you've got a very good selection of the pink, the correct blues, the correct blacks, greys, all sorts. Plenty in there. There are they're 8 by 8. There are 36 sheets. And then you have what they call the finishing touches. And this is all of the gorgeous toppers and words. So cute. All different sorts. Loads of different ticker tape type sentiments. Lots of decoupage abilities, and there's also some bigger words, loads of different choices for you, and some of the strips as well, which are handy. And you've got the decorative papers, and these are so pretty. So again, they're all in the same colourways that all this lot is, but it's all of the different patterns that go with it as well. So in the greys and the pinks and the blues. Very, very pretty. So, oh, didn't see that one. I just seen that one now. Oh, I don't know. I had planned to do it one way, and now I might do it that way. No, what I planned. So, okay. So first of all, we're going to start off with our card itself. And for that, I've taken a grey base of card, and I'm going to cut that. I'm going to fold it in half in a minute. So I'm first of all going to cut it so that I get that round the right way, so that it is 14.8, because I want it to be a square card when we finished. So 14.8 along this long piece here. Okay, don't need that piece. Then I'm going to literally just fold this in half so that we have got our square, virtually 6 by 6, but not quite. So you could be using a 6 by 6 card blank if you wanted to do this. So then I'm going to take my pencil and a ruler, and I'm just going to find my point, because I want to cut this in half. So down on this edge, this open edge here with the top folding bit at the top there, I'm going to measure that. So I want it 7.4, which is halfway, and I'm going to put a little line which is halfway along there. Okay, so then I'm going to take my cutter, And I'm going to pop my I want to now cut from that top corner there where I've got the fold down to this point here. So I'm just going to put it along the cutting edge here. Now I could draw a line. Some people prefer it to do like that so that they can see exactly where they're going and cut exactly along the line. But I've done a few now, so I'm quite happy just to go along like that and take that triangle off. And then I'm going to do it the other way round as well, from that corner down to that point. So again, I'm putting that corner here onto my cutting piece and just swizzling this around. Just a little bit of sort of eyeing it up so that it is exactly right. Lock that into position and then just pop that down there like that. So I have now got my diamond piece there and my two pieces here as well. Okay, now whilst I've got that out, I want to cut some of my backing paper with it. So first of all, I'm going to choose one of the pinks from here. So let's grab, oh, did see a bit of pink flashing there. I'm going to grab a piece of pink first. I love the way that these all sort of coordinate. It pleases me, it does. It pleases me. So this one is going to go on this base here. So I'm going to make this just fractionally smaller than my 14.8 base. So it's going to be a 14.3 square for this one. So that I've got a nice pink base. And the reason why I chose these colours is because I should have shown you the little gnome that I want to use. This is the gnome. And I've got that sort of pink in mind there. So that's why I've gone for that colour there. So that's my 14.3. And then I fancied my colours here. I fancied to use that one there. I thought that that would be very pretty. So that's what we're going for that. So I'm going to cut this one out at 13.8. So that's a little bit smaller. 13.8. 13.8. Now, having done that, that is going to be the piece that is going to go in the center there, like that. So that's my piece on as it folds there. Okay, quite like that. And then I'm going to choose another piece of card for the top. And I think that maybe that's a little bit too much from what I was going to do. So a bit of contrast, and we'll go for, yeah, we'll go for that dark one. So another one, 13.8 by 13.8. And this one we need to just cut a little bit. So 13.8. So a fair bit of measurement, I will give you that. A fair bit of measuring on here. So now we need to get our ruler again, and 13.8 is 6.9 is half of that. So I'm just going to find where 6.9 is. And I'm making quite a large mark on it. But you should, can you see that? Just about here, 16.8. So I'm just going to measure that. Sorry, 6.8. Just going to go from the top corner there to the bottom. So this is going to give my paper layer, so that we're all ready. That's going to go into there. And finally this one here. So a lot of cutting to start off with. Whoops. Just make sure I have got that right. Okay, so now we can start assembling our base card. So our base card here, we were going to have, that is going to be at the top there, and then our pieces will go here, like this, like that. See? Sorted. Let's put it all together and then you'll be able to see it properly sorted. So I've got my layer here. My card is smoky grey, I think it's called. Slate grey, even. Grey is sort of like the new, well, almost the new black at the moment, isn't it? It's a lot of lovely colours, pink and grey, yellow and grey, all go together really well. So I'm going to put my pink one in first. So that goes on the inside of my card. And then I'm going to bring my lovely daisies as well. And that's going to go inside there with just, again, a little border all the way around, which looks pretty. Then I'm going to come onto this piece. And that's going to go in the centre there. And once I've then popped this on and then it's dried a little bit, then I'm going to fold it, but not before, because this is going to be my easel and it needs to be folded. But I found that it was a bit better if I waited for it, if I put it on there and then put it on to dry. So I'm just going to put that to one side and I'm just going to pop these triangles on. So I just need to make sure that they are on opposite sides. So I've got one facing that way and one facing that way. Okay. All ready to assemble in just a little while. And I'm going to pop them to one side, all to dry off, whilst we have a look at our little gnome. So there's sort of 4 or 5 designs of this size, and then there's smaller ones and bigger ones. There is a big collection there. And I've decided on this one that I'm going to cut it out with some circle dies. So that one, just about, if I'm very careful, will fit in there. So I'm just wanting, the other one I did, I'll show you that one again in a second. The other one I did it actually as the square itself, but I thought that this one would look nice with a circle. So I'm just going to trim around that. And then I'm going to use my outer die. I'm going to use another layer of pink. So that it matches in with the pink that I've gone in here. So just take that one away. You couldn't get much closer to there, could you? So just take that off of there. So there's my lovely little gnome. And then I'm going to get another one of my pink pieces, but you could use the greys or any of the other colours there, but I just fancy using the pink. So I'm going to use that from my paper pad here. And just take that out. Whoops. And then I'm going to use the next size up. So these are press cut circle nesting circles. So that's that size, and it just goes up by 1/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to pop that one into there. And so that just gives me that nice thin border all the way round. Like so. Okay, just bring that round. Oh, I don't know why, but all your words are freezing. So I hope that you are still all there. I think you are. But if not, I'm talking to myself and I'm used to that. So all is well. Oh no, you are still there. That's good. I don't know why it's taken a long time to come through. So my nesting circles, pop them to one side, and then you see what I mean? That fits on there beautifully with that lovely little pink edge, and because it is the right shade of pink, because it all came from the same collection, it fits in there well as well. I'm just going to pop that onto there like that. Now I'm going to go back to my collection of the toppers, and I'm going to find myself the words And I'm going to go with the larger words. And I think I will just go with, oh dear, don't know whether to go with a best wishes. I think we'll go with the best wishes. So let's go with the best wishes here. Just going to cut that one out by hand to start off with. Try that one there. I'll straighten that in a second, but that will be for the best wishes. Now, just going to then go with another little chap here. So this same picture, I'm going to cut that one out, and I just want to make a little bit of sort of decoupage on there. I just want to make him look a little bit bigger than he is. So I'm going to go with my small scissors, and I'm just going to cut around the little gnome. I'm not going to bother, I'm not going to be fussy, if you see what I mean. I will cut his little wings. He's like a little ladybird gnome, but I'm not going to be fussy and cut out all the little sort of whiskery bits or whatever they're called on his, no, antennae, I suppose. As he's supposed to be a little gnome. A little ladybird, I should say. So are we all ready for all of the sport then today, folks? I can't say I'll be watching any of them. I can't say I certainly won't be watching the tennis because I can't abide that. And I'm afraid to say I'm not very good with watching the football when it's such an important match. So I shall be crafting this evening. I can't cope with the anxiety of it all. It's daft, isn't it? It's only a flipping game. But I know how important it is to lots of people, and it certainly is important to my family. My lot are all into the football, so it will be. I'll know what's happened because if we win, they'll all be yelling. Well, the staff will be yelling anyway. But one of my sons has actually got tickets, so he'll be going as well. There you go. Right, my little chap here, I'm going to take a bone folder and I'm just going to give him a little bit of a tweak. I'm just going to carefully, especially when it comes to this little bit, just going to sort of mould him a little bit because I just want him to be making this chap into a little 3D. Now, I'm not going to put him on until the very last minute because if I'm going to put him on with silicone glue, which will take a little bit longer to actually dry, and I don't want to sort of risk that. But if you can see what I mean, he's going to go on there because I've molded him. He's going to go on there and he's going to give a little 3D effect. Okay, so let's just make the card up. Oh, we need one more thing, don't we? Just going to take my blank piece of that, a blank piece of card, and I just want to make a stopper. So let's just bring in my little guillotine. So I will make my stopper 14.3 wide and about, what should we say, 4 centimetres? Yeah, 4 centimetres for that one. And we'll go, ooh, sorry, don't know why that is making that funny noise. Sorry. Don't know why it's making that funny noise. So 14.3. Just going to bring that up there. And then this one is going to be slightly smaller at 3.5. Okay. So I'm just going to pop that together. Now I've actually done it so that it is edge to edge on purpose because I think that looks better as I'm making a stopper. Normally I would have a border all the way around, but I want to have that so that that's just a border either end there. Okay. So I'm now going to stick this bit on here first. And then just pop that there. So this is going to be my stopper for my easel. Okay, let's get some foam, pop some foam on the back of it. I've no idea why, but I can't. Yeah, I can't see the messages on here today, or they're coming, but they're sort of like really slow. So I do apologise if you're trying to talk to me and I can't see it. But there you go. Right, okay, let us get this little one together again. So this would be our diamond point if we were to do it that way round. So I've got to think out how we were to do it that way round. That would be our diamond point card, and there's the idea is, you know, there's lots of those, but this time I want to make it an easel card. So what I've got to do is, with this point here, I simply take this point and I fold the whole bit so that that point there is on this borderline. So just a little bit like that. And take my bone folder, and I'm just going to press that down like that. Okay, so that I have got just that little tiny bit. So it's not really, it's not your normal type of easel card, because normally you would then put the whole base again, sort of like if it was a square or anything, you put the whole thing back on top of there. And I'm not going to do that this time. I'm actually going to pop these on here, so it's just on this base. So that's all the bit that they're going to stick on. So I'm just going to get one into position. So when I say into position, I want to make sure that that point there and that point there are on these edges. Okay, so I'm just literally popping them onto those edges. And you can see that there's a very small amount of area that I actually want stuck down. It's just in this little corner here. It's a very small area. So that piece there, and again, I'm popping it down so that these points are on the edges of the card, and then you find that this one will find its own way. All right, so I'm just pressing down on this corner bit here, because that's the only bit that has got glue on. If I put glue on here, I would end up with a double point card again, which you can do obviously, but I thought I'd just do something a bit different. So then I'm going to bring my second piece in, and that again is going to make sure that the point is on this edge and this point is on this edge, and then that point will fit in its where it should. And I'm going to then put glue on that little corner there, but also, whoops, I will be able to get a little bit of glue up here as well, because those two will fit. Okay, so just pressing those down. So you can see I've got that crossover here, and the points all down here and the points in the side there. And I like to keep the points within my actual card so that they don't stick out, and then you can fit this easily into a 6x6 envelope. So that's my points there. My little gnome is going to go into the center there, and again I can't put glue all over the back of here because it's not, if I now bend this, you can see that there's going to be spaces here which have no glue on. Yeah, so instead I'm going to put the glue onto this part, and I'm just going to stick it more or less into the middle there, because there'll be enough glue on there to be able to stick that in place. And then when I pop my gnome there, I know I'm not going to have any bits of glue sticking over, and there'll be enough there to stick that down nicely. I'm just pressing it down. Oh, let's get the gnome in the right place. He wants to be standing up, doesn't he? So the gnome is there. I'm going to take the backing off of this, because this is for the stopper, in order to keep this gnome in the right place. I'm going to put a bit of extra glue on there. I'm going to pop him just down there. It's about 1 centimetre or so away from the very bottom. A bit of glue on there, which I don't want. My sentiments are going to go in the centre there, and I think I'll pop a little bit of tape foam onto there as well, so that that sits there too. And then finally, just going to add the decoupage of the little gnome. So that goes in there. And then just going to take some pin flare glue. I'm afraid I don't have the pin flare glue myself. I can't supply it. It's one of those ones that I wish I could get hold of, but none of my people have them, I'm afraid. So just going to pop some that. You could put foam down here. I'm just going to pop him there and a little tiny bit up at the centre there. And he or she, whoops, is just, I think it's a he actually. It's just going to go straight on top. Whoops, of my other little one, and just gently pressing down a little bit. But because I've moulded, and with my bone folder I moulded the little gnome, it should fit in there quite nicely. And then I'll just pop that up. The points of the diamond fold then stick onto, sit I should say, onto my sentiments here. So there we go. So I had another one here. Hold on, let me just bring this over. So maybe one for the girls, one for the boys, one in pink and one in blue. But it just gives a little different look. And as I say, if you don't feel happy doing a easel card with this, you could just make the ordinary diamond fold card, as we've done many a time before, and not have this bit there. So now I would be not surprised at all that the gnomes have sold out. I don't know if they have or not, so I do apologise if they have. I am going to try and get hold of some more, but they do seem to be low in stock at the suppliers at the moment. So I do apologise if you can't get hold of them just yet. However, there is one other thing I wanted to show you today, so I'm just going to pop them to one side, and I just wanted to show you this other card. Now, we have talked about, hold on, let's move these things out of the way. We have spoken about workshops, and I have got some new workshops designed. So I'm just launching this one today, which is with the new paper cuts double edger. So let me explain what it's all about. My workshops that I'm talking about here are held via the Zoom app, which many of you these days will be familiar with. I do various dates and various times and everything, but these ones are Wednesday afternoons only. They are different to the other ones that I'm doing. So if you're coming to a Saturday one, you won't be doing this. It's only on the Wednesdays. And at the moment, it's Wednesday, the 4th of August. We'll be making this bridge card. You can see that it is a bridge card. It's a 6x6 bridge card. And we will be using the brand new Paper Cuts double edger, which is Santa's on His Way, I think it's called. Gosh, I can't even remember that. And yeah, so you will receive the die itself or dies, because there's 2 dies, because it also makes this beautiful top one here as well, and these here. And then you'll also be getting the sentiments. You'll get all of the card to do it with. You'll get the silver card. You'll get the embellishments and everything to make it. Now, the workshops that we do like this are done, as I said, via a Zoom app, or if you're unable to follow, then you can do it by video. It's a private YouTube video, so you could do it like that instead. Obviously, we would love to see you though. But you have the choice. And after the Zoom meeting, if that's the way you prefer to do it, the video will be available for everybody afterwards. Everybody that attends the workshop, I should say, not everybody. So just to tell you that that is now available. I do have it on the Facebook section of the maximumcrafts.com, as well as the crafty workshops. And if that one goes very quickly, I will do a second one of these as well. So that is for August the 4th, if anyone would like to join me. And let's bring back our little gnomes that we did today. So there's our blue version and our little pink version of our cards. I'll close them down so that you can actually see them a little bit better. So there you go. So thank you very much for joining me today, everybody. And whether you're watching the football this evening, you're crafting this evening, or you're sitting down and watching Wimbledon and then football, well, my thoughts are with you on that one, I'll tell you, because I won't be doing that. Have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you for joining me, as I say. I'll be back on Wednesday at 11 o'clock with the YouTube live again. And until then, take care, play up England and all the rest of it. And thank you so much for joining me today. Cheerio. Bye.